This happened last year, on the final day of junior year. You know how the last day of school feels. Everyone's buzzing, half checked out, teachers barely trying to keep order. My high school's this sprawling old building, all creaky floors and dim hallways with over 800 kids running wild. That day, the air was thick with summer plans and the smell of cheap body spray. We had this tradition where everyone swapped locker notes, little scraps of paper with messages, jokes, or drawings stuffed into locker vents for friends to find. It was chaotic, kids darting through halls, slipping notes into any locker they could reach. Teachers didn't care much. They were just counting down the hours like we were. I was at my locker, number 317, sifting through a pile of notes. Most were typical. Friends writing "See ya in summer" or doodling dumb cartoons. But one note stopped me cold. It was on this weird, yellowed paper, like something ripped from an old book. The handwriting was sharp, almost carved into the page. "You're not leaving yet. M." No name, no context, just that. I didn't recognize the writing, and M didn't ring any bells. I figured it was a prank, some kid being weird for laughs. Still, it gave me a shiver, like someone was watching me right then. I stuffed it in my pocket and tried to shake it off. The day dragged on, and by last period, I was in the library with my friends, Mia and Jake. We were supposed to be reflecting on the year, but really, we were just messing around, flipping through old yearbooks. That's when I noticed something off. In the corner of the library, there was this kid I'd never seen before. He was pale, almost too pale, with dark hair that hung over his eyes. He sat alone, scribbling in a notebook, not looking up. The library was packed, but no one seemed to notice him. I nudged Mia and asked if she knew him. She squinted, then shook her head. "Probably a freshman," she said, but I wasn't so sure. He didn't look young, just out of place. The bell rang and we spilled into the hallway, everyone hyped for summer. I glanced back and the kid was gone. No trace, like he'd never been there. Outside, the buses were lined up, kids shouting and tossing water balloons. I was heading to mine when I felt it, a tug on my backpack. I spun around, but no one was there. My bag was unzipped though, and inside, another note on that same yellowed paper. "Meet me at the old oak after dusk. M." My stomach dropped. The old oak was this massive tree behind the school, half dead, where kids dared each other to hang out at night. I hadn't told anyone about the first note. How did this get in my bag? I scanned the crowd, heart pounding, but saw no one who looked like that kid. The buses started pulling out, and I climbed on, telling myself it was just a stupid game. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about him and that tree.
Story 2.
That night, I couldn't sleep. Those notes from M kept creeping into my head, especially that line about the old oak. I told myself it was just some jerk from school pulling a prank, but the way that second note appeared in my bag, without anyone near me, felt wrong. My room was dark except for the glow of my phone, where I'd been texting Mia and Jake about it. Mia thought it was creepy, but probably harmless. Jake dared me to go to the oak, saying it'd be a funny story. I laughed it off, but my gut was screaming to stay away. Around midnight, I heard a faint tap at my window. My heart stopped. I live on the second floor. I crept over, pulling the curtain just enough to peek out. Nothing but the empty street below, lit by a flickering street lamp. Then I saw it. A shadow moving near the neighbor's fence, too quick to make out. I dropped the curtain and backed away, my breath shaky. No way was I imagining this. I grabbed my phone to call Jake, but before I could, a new text popped up from an unknown number. You didn't come. I'm closer now. M. I nearly dropped my phone. How did they have my number? I blocked the contact, turned off my phone, and hid under my covers like a kid. Sleep didn't come easy.
The next morning, I was a wreck. My parents were out for the weekend, so I biked to Mia's place to tell her and Jake in person. We sat in her garage, the notes spread out on the floor. Jake kept joking, saying M was probably some loser with a crush. But Mia noticed something I hadn't. The yellow paper smelled faintly like smoke, like it'd been near a fire. That's when I remembered the old oak. Rumors said kids used to sneak out there to burn stuff, like secret bonfires. We decided to check it out just to prove it was nothing. Dumb, I know, but we were curious. It was late afternoon when we got to the school's back field. The old oak loomed ahead, its gnarled branches clawing at the sky. The ground around it was littered with charred twigs and bottle caps. We poked around, finding nothing at first. Then Jake kicked over a pile of leaves, and there it was. A scorched notebook, half buried. The cover had a single letter carved into it. M. My hands shook as I opened it. Pages were filled with sketches of the school, the hallways, my locker, and then a drawing of me, standing under the oak, with a figure behind me. Mia gasped. That's when we heard it. A low whistle from the woods nearby. We froze. The whistle came again, closer, like someone was circling us. Jake yelled, "Who's there?" No answer, just the rustle of leaves. We bolted, not looking back, the notebook clutched in my hand. Whatever M was, it wasn't a prank. We didn't sleep after running from the old oak. That notebook, with its creepy sketches and my face staring back, was burned into my mind. Mia, Jake, and I crashed at Mia's place. The notebook locked in her desk drawer like it could hurt us. We argued about what to do. Jake wanted to burn it. Mia thought we should tell someone. But I couldn't shake the feeling that M was still out there, watching. The whistle from the woods kept echoing in my head. Around 2 a.m., Mia's dog started growling at the garage door. We went dead quiet. Then, a scratch. Slow and deliberate, like nails on metal. We didn't open it. Morning came, and we decided to take the notebook to the school. Maybe a teacher could figure out who M was. The campus was empty, summer break in full swing, but the janitor let us in after we begged. We found Mr. Carter, our history teacher, grading papers in his classroom. He looked annoyed, but took the notebook, flipping through it. His face changed when he saw the sketches, especially the one of me. "This isn't a student," he said, voice low. "This looks like—" "No, it can't be." He wouldn't explain, just told us to leave and not come back. As we walked out, I noticed the janitor staring, his eyes too wide, like he knew something. That night, I stayed at Jake's. We were paranoid, jumping at every sound. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. A new text from a blocked number. "You showed them. Bad move. M." I froze. How did they know? Jake grabbed my phone, scrolling, but there was nothing else. Then we heard it. A faint whistle. Same as at the oak. Coming from his backyard. We locked the doors, turned off the lights, and hid in his room. The whistling stopped. But then something worse. Footsteps, slow and heavy, circling the house. I peeked through the blinds and saw a figure. Pale, dark hair, just like the kid in the library, standing under the streetlight, staring right at me. We called the cops, but by the time they arrived, the figure was gone. They found nothing, no footprints, no trace.
The next day we went back to Mr. Carter, desperate. He looked spooked, like he hadn't slept either. He admitted the notebook reminded him of a student from years ago, Marcus, who'd been expelled after starting a fire under the old oak. Marcus had vanished after that. No records, no trace. But he was just a kid, Mr. Carter said, and that was 20 years ago. My blood ran cold. The sketches, the notes, the smoke smell. It didn't add up. How could a kid from decades ago know me? We never found M. The notebook disappeared from Mia's desk a week later. I still hear that whistle sometimes, late at night, and I swear I see a pale figure in the corner of my eye. The old oak's still there, and I don't go near it. Some things you just don't mess with.